The following is an original A-Livin' podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages above 18, I hope. We're back!
We're back!
The 2023 GTN season has officially started as of February 1st, 2023. Hello, everybody. It's been a while. Did you miss us? We sure missed you. We sure missed doing this show as well. And I really don't know what else to really add on to that intro, but on the flip side, of course, I'm your host, Elijah Leonard. To my left, that is co-host Wyatt Walker, and we got ourselves a little newbie down over here. He's also not really a newbie at the exact same time, but he's a newbie to the show. A former Pit Stop Show panelist, Mr. Nathan Stapleton, the Big Staple. How we doing, man?
Well, I think this show just got a bit more stapley, I guess. With the Big Staple fun all you looking forward to, and hey, that's this recording the clashes this weekend.
Hey,
we're happy to have you, man.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. Just be sure to staple the show down. Hold us down for us.
I will do my best. No promises.
Well, there is something else I wanted to do before we started, and I'm pretty sure we might have to hold Wyatt down because I'm going to have to do this. So just give me 1 second.
Oh. Okay, what?
Oh boy.
I don't know where he's going, but anyways, y'all, we're happy. Yeah, he's gone. Anyway, we're happy y'all back. Like I said, we got Stapleton here, and we got a lot of crazy news, like from the off season, from like news about where Kyle Busch was. I don't know if we covered the final episode of season 1, but where Kyle Busch finally went all the way down to Harvick's. Oh my! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm leaving the show. I'm leaving the show.
What?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm leaving the show. I'm leaving the show now. You traitor! You traitor!
Bad news I knew about this.
Yeah, Nathan.
I might have knew about this.
Nathan knew the whole time. He just, I think I let him in on it because I was like, I wanted to reveal this to Wyatt so badly, but I had to be so patient for this moment.
This is my first episode in season 2, and it's definitely my last episode. Goodbye, everyone. Damn it! Come on, man. Why you do that to me? Come on.
It wasn't specific. Well, okay, it kind of was to piss you off.
The bad thing is, it's like my hat. There's the messed up part.
It actually is the exact same design. Like, look at that. We got the manufacturer right there. Like, look at that. But no,
oh my God.
And I can see it has the
driver's
the autograph. Come on, and man.
But listen, don't worry. I'm not gonna root for Logano 100% of the time. I'm gonna be rooting for exclusively Penske guys. I'm still gonna root for Cindric. Of course, I'll root for Logano. I'll also root for Blaney as well, and then some. I'll root for whoever is in their Xfinity program if ever Penske restarts their Xfinity program.
I'm still never rooting for Logano.
Well, you don't have to. I will. I'll take the bullet for you.
Then I guess we'll take the bullet for you with Ty Gibbs, huh? How about that?
Yeah, there you go. Hey, that's a win-win. It's a win-win for either side.
Win-lose.
All right. So, before we also start, one more thing. I also got, my mother gave me this Ghost Sour Patch energy drink I actually wanted to try out. So it tastes exactly like Sour Patch Kids. Not bad, actually. Not bad.
I may have to give me one. Not sponsored, by the way.
Not sponsored. So,
Yeah.
Sour Patch Kids, please sponsor the show, please. Okay. But man, on the flip side of the note, we've got pretty much everything we wanted to get off our chest. We've got our intros out of the way.
I did mention, like, when you were gone, changing into that horrendous thing. I was telling him, like, we had a bunch of crazy, silly season news from all the way from Kyle Busch's all the way down to the most recent with I'd say Kevin Harvick, or would you say Chase Briscoe?
I personally, wait, what about Chase Briscoe? What's going on with Briscoe?
Yeah, he has an extension.
Oh yeah, that's good. That is great news. He does have an extension.
Yeah. But I didn't know if you want to count Harvick's or Briscoe's.
First, let's take a rundown order. We've got a lot of silly season notes that I've managed to gather up ever since August 26th of last year. So first, let's touch on some stuff here. Let's touch on the contract extension. Touch on the contract extensions here. First of all, we got Suarez re-signing for this year. Zane Smith re-signs with Front Row Motorsports and is also going to be looking to race in this year's Daytona 500. He's got to qualify his way in first. This was going to be something that we were going to touch on. Cole Custer signing with SHR for another year. However, in the midst of all of that,
it got changed.
Ryan Preece is replacing Cole Custer this year. And let's talk about that one for a second here.
All right.
Ryan Preece, man. Oh my gosh, what a career this man has had. He's a modified champion. He's gone all over the place in NASCAR's top 3 series. He's won at least 2 Xfinity races. I think he won 2 truck races.
Yeah, both at the same track. He won.
Yep, both at the same track, which is ironic enough. And as far as Cup is concerned, he's driven for one team, really a few teams, but the most notable is JTT Daugherty. But, man, ever since he left JTT Daugherty and kind of went part-time with Rick Roy Racing and also part-time for BJ McLeod Motorsports and Xfinity, and also part-time for DGR Crossley in Cup, well, now known as Tricon Garage.
You mean trucks?
In trucks. You get what I mean. But still, like, Ryan Preece has kind of had one of those roller coasters of a careers. And now here he is, driving for one of NASCAR's top teams that really has kind of been in a little bit of a slump these last few years. So I ask, do you think this is going to give Ryan Preece a huge amount of momentum this year with this change over to the 41 car in the Cup Series?
I'd say it would. Ryan Preece, I've seen clips of him when he drove for Xfinity Series for JGR in the 20 and the 18. He's won a couple races. He has proved to be a fast contender. And that's why he went up the Cup Series. And he was, his first season, the first few races, he was known as the big one avoider, at least at Daytona. We're always watching him, and then during his time at JGR, it kind of went downhill, like you mentioned before.
Yeah.
But now he's at a top-tier team. No disrespect to Cole Custer, but I think he'll do way better than Cole Custer. I don't expect a win. I hate to say it from him. I don't expect a win, but I do expect to have, be in, if not close, to getting in the top 16 playoffs.
All right.
That's at least 20 up is what I expect out of him.
Yeah.
Stapleton?
Well, I might surprise you guys. I have been keeping my eyes on Ryan Preece for a long, long time. I really like the guy. And in Cup, I feel like JTG didn't really give him the best segment. To be fair, JTG's not a top wide, but still not much you can do when it's a mid-pack car. Yeah. So I honestly think that Ryan Preece could take that 41 car back to what it was with Kurt Busch.
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
I don't know why, but Cole Custer in that 41 just wasn't that good. But I think Cole Custer going back to Xfinity is going to help him. And I think for Ryan Preece having this big break for SHR, I think he's going to make the playoffs no matter what. Either points win, or I have a small gut feeling that he might get 2 wins. He might have 2 wins.
Two?
Two. I don't know when. I don't know where. I don't know when. But that's my gut feeling.
I like that.
Yeah, I kind of like that actually as well. I mean that.
I kind of want to add on to the Cole Custer deal real quick. He's back in 00, his home number in Xfinity Series.
Yeah.
We all know with him being back, we all know him and Nemechek are probably going to be the top one of the top few that's early on favorites for the championship.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll probably get to that more later.
Yeah, so let's touch on some more silly season news. First of all, well, not first of all, but really third of all, fourth of all, whatever number it is. Ty Dillon this year is with Spire Motorsports driving the flagship car, the number 77, this year. And I noticed something during the conference revealing this story, and in some of the other videos that he was featured in on the Spire Motorsports account. When during media day, Ty Dillon, he just didn't look happy at all. He looked miserable. like seriously, if you go back and look at the live feed from Spire Motorsports press conference revealing Ty Dillon as their driver for the 77, Ty just was like, man, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I would much rather drive for my grandpa. It's just, I'm not saying he would much rather drive for his grandpa, even though that's probably what he would have liked. I'm not saying that is 100% the case, but I'm saying that's what it could have been. That could have been going through his mind. But Spire Motorsports probably was just the only other option for him if he wanted to stay in Cup. So, Spire Motorsports, let's be honest here. Last season, I'd say was their best season as a two-car operation when you really think about it. Sure, they were mid-pack, but they actually looked really damn good as a mid-pack team. Let's be real here. Especially with Corey LaJoie. LaJoie definitely carried the load on his back throughout the whole season. He's been carrying
the load.
Yeah. Ever since he went over there, he's been carrying the load. So, is Ty going to be able to keep up? I don't know, but he is capable. We have seen it before with Petty GMS. We've seen him do it with Germain Racing before, so I'm not going to 100% doubt Ty Dillon's ability at any stretch of the imagination, but I still think that he is going to do the very best he can. So, let's talk about some more silly season news. We're going to be going all over the spectrum here. Let's see.
What? Can I say one real quick?
Go for it.
How about let's talk about, and I'm going to do a two-parter for this one. You'll understand why. Let's talk about colleague racing.
Yes.
First of all, AJ Allmendinger is going up full-time for their flagship Cup Series team, number 16.
Yep.
With in the 16 for AJ Allmendinger, and we all know, I think we all can agree, he might be, I don't know about championship threat, but he is definitely a playoff threat.
He's up there. He's up there 1,000,000%. With
all the road courses we got, and he will be helping out his teammate still in college racing, Justin Haley in the 31.
Yep.
Plus all the part two of this, the Xfinity side with the younger talents, not just Daniel Hemrick, who's back in the 11, but the rookie for the 16 Xfinity for College Racing, Chandler Smith. He was runner-up, correct?
Yeah, he's runner-up in the truck championship
Truck
this
series,
past year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if he was runner-up or third. I couldn't remember which one, but from being runner-up from the Truck Series championships, and now he's in the 16 with College Racing, and another playoff favorite for the Xfinity Series, in my opinion. I think they're going to be good.
Here's another one. He's also going to be driving a third part-time car.
That's
for
right.
College. Drive the number 13. He's also going to be attempting the Daytona 500 this year, which honestly I am super excited for, man. Like I think that's a huge deal for somebody like Chandler Smith. Like
it is.
You nab a full-time ride in Xfinity with arguably one of the best teams to ever come around, and just instantly strike gold. They have so much success within a short period of time. That they've been around for 7 seasons, and they've gotten really far. They've gotten super far in their Xfinity program, and they've gotten really far with their Cup program. And I'm really excited for Chandler, man. Like this, I mean, irregardless of how he does, I'm super excited for him.
Yeah. You got anything to add, Stapleton?
Well, first off, for Chandler Smith, very excited for him. Last year, he grew my favoritism on him a lot all year, and I feel like he's going to do a really good job. And that's mainly, of course, College, I think, kind of was a bit off last year, just a little bit for the 10 and 11. Not really the 16.
Yeah.
But I think they might bounce back, focusing on 2 full-time cars, with the 10 being all-star car. And Chandler Smith, I think, is going to be really good, because that's still the 16 of what Almdana just drove last season. So I think Chandler Smith will be a playoff caliber driver. And then for Almdana, I think he will also be a playoff caliber driver. And I feel like some people might be underestimating Almdana a little bit at the road courses, because I think he ran about half of the season, and I think on the ovals he was also very, very fast at some races as well.
Yep.
So College, I'm really looking forward to what they do next year.
Yeah.
Well, here's the one bad thing about College Racing: we got the one high, but then we got the bunch of highs, but we got the one low. As Landon Castle is not full-time. You mentioned that the 10 being the all-star car. Landon Castle was supposed to be full-time in that car. But the recent news happened that sponsor that was bankrupt, and he ended up not getting funding. So I think he's now part-time in that 10 car, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's really sad, man. Like,
it was going to be a 2-year deal, I think.
I feel like Landon Castle was going to have I felt like College was just going to be a really big break for him. I mean, as far as
same here,
big break since Junior Motorsports, way back in the early 2010s. Like that was actually, honestly, like pretty good and / mediocre at best ride. I mean, like the 10 car. I mean, after Ross Chastain, usually didn't really perform the best, but it didn't really perform the worst either. So, I mean, what can you really say? It's the best of both worlds for Landon Castle, man. But not this time, not this year. That sucks.
I'd say now we jump to some of the big highlights in the Truck Series. Real quick.
We got quite a few of them here. So
we do got quite a few.
Let's start off. I mean, we already mentioned Zane Smith re-signing this year for with Front Row Motorsports. Let's touch on DGR, now known as Tricon Garage. They have signed on Tanner and Taylor Gray, plus Corey Heim. So their field is all set.
Don't forget Dean Thompson in the 5, who also got
Oh
who
yeah.
also got
Isn't that going to be their all-star truck?
the number 1 is their all-star truck. They added a 4th one with the number 5 with Dean
Oh,
Thompson.
okay.
No, they did announce one of the drivers, which is on my list here. William I don't even know how to say this last name. Squalid Elijah. You still have him. Oh, I don't think you have this one. Hold on, let me share this. Let me share this to you.
William
Squall.
Squall.
Squalid. I don't know. Here, I don't know. Look at your emails. Look at your emails. I just showed you. Just shared it to you. Actually, if you don't mind, Nathan, if you can send me yours so I can send my my list to you. I make this all the time.
Or do you want me to look at my Google Drive?
Yeah, Google Drive. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
There you go, what?
Let me share it with me. Here we go. So, trucks. William what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Sawalich?
I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it.
I'm sorry, I don't either. Like that.
Yeah.
That is a driver I have never heard of before.
I think he's new, but
completely new. Like I have never done any research on this guy.
But yeah, sorry if we're butchering your name. We're not meaning to, but
it's just the first time we've seen your name, man. Come on, cut us some slack.
I'm not even gonna try.
But no, that's really cool though. That's really cool. He's getting a break. Well, kind of like I'd say that's kind of like a big break in trucks. Speaking of, while we're sticking on the truck side, Rev Racing has formed an alliance with KBM as a technical partner to field their number 2 truck with none other than Nick Sanchez full-time in 2023. I think we've touched on this back last year, but I wanted to recap that this year because I've mentioned before that I think this is I think it's a pretty safe move to put Nick Sanchez in the truck series because, I mean, don't get me wrong, he did absolutely fantastic in his few Xfinity starts for Big Machine Racing. However, I think just the safe bet is just put him down in trucks, so that way he can get a little bit more experience under his belt. Maybe if he finds himself in that spot, he could win, but I'm not going to hardcore bank on that just yet. We just have to wait and see. Probably after. I wouldn't say after Daytona, but we're just going to have to wait and see once the season gets started and see how he does throughout these next few races. And then we can determine from there if he actually is capable of winning races or not, or capable of running top 5s or top 10s or top 15s at the very best. So, I mean, like, I'm not going to deny Nick Sanchez's ability. I'm not saying that at all. Nick Sanchez has done fantastic. I think he won the ARCA championship last year, if I remember correctly. I think he did. I don't know.
I think he did.
Yeah, but still, I mean, and did great in his few Xfinity starts. So, looking forward to that.
Also to back that up, you mentioned that their partner teammates. I forgot how you put it on top of my head, but don't forget about Kyle Busch Motors, who are now Chevys.
Now Chevrolets.
Are now Chevrolets with Chase Purdy in the number 4, and then you have for the 51, you have Jack Wood and Kyle Busch for a few races, and others are unknown.
Jack Wood is kind of known as the anchor driver right now for that second KBM truck. So, of course, Jack Wood, Kyle Busch. We've even heard some stuff about Jimmy Johnson being in that lineup, which honestly, I'm all for it. I mean, like, I don't know if he'll do fantastic right out of the gate because we've seen what happened to him after his one truck start way back in 2008. Sorry, Jimmy. But still, I think nonetheless, Jimmy pretty much, he's done everything in his career. So really, what has he got to lose? What really does he have to lose? I wouldn't mind seeing Jimmy in a KBM truck, to be quite honest with you. I really wouldn't, but still, I mean that's a big thing right there. Let's see what else. What else in here? Oh,
let's talk about the team that moved from Toyotas back to Ford with one of the most hyped truck drivers, female truck drivers in the sport. Thor Sport.
Yes. None other than Hailie Deegan was announced to be one of the newest additions to the Thor Sport Racing family for this season. And quite honestly, I think it's questionable, seeing as how her performance has kind of been down these last 2 seasons as she's been in the Truck Series full time.
It's her last shot.
But I'm thinking this could be maybe the last chance, really, to be quite honest, in trucks. I mean, I'm not saying she'll move right up to Xfinity, because, like, with her Xfinity debut, she fired right out of the gate with, a 13th place finish at Vegas in her one-off, so, which is honestly super impressive. But in trucks...
especially in a team like Greenlight.
Yeah, like I said, Greenlight Racing.
HR Alliance, but still... really damn impressive.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
1,000,000%. I'm just really hoping Hailie Deegan does well. I'm not looking for great. I'm not looking for spectacular. I'm not even looking for her to win. I'm just hoping she does really, really well. Better than what she did at DGR Crossley. Or now Tricon.
My mindset with Hailie Deegan is the same mindset with Ryan Preece. I don't expect wins. I do expect to be more competitive and either in or close. Like, close to it. And I'm hoping, like, from, 14 to 10 or above. That's where I kind of hope she's at in the point standings. That's my expectations.
Yeah.
For her with Thor Sport.
Yeah.
I have something to say about Hailie Deegan.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
I like Hailie Deegan. We all saw what she did in the Canon series. She was pretty good, but that's the Canon series. And Trucks, she drove for DGL Crossley and David Gillen. It's a solid team. I'm gonna say it's the best at the time. One of the few 14s, but they weren't one of the top teams like Thor Sport.
Yeah.
So I feel like if she's gonna have some good ones in the truck series, it's gonna be with Thor Sport.
Yeah.
I think she might be a playoff caliber truck because Thor Sport's really good.
And
maybe
she's driving. I think she's even driving the 13 this year.
She
right?
is.
Yeah,
she is driving. She's driving the 13. And just so everyone knows, the rest of the Thor Sport camp is still the same. Ty Majeski in the 66, Matt Craft in the 88, and Ben Rhodes is still in the 99. Those haven't changed. Just the major change is Deegan to the 13.
But, honestly, a part of me is disappointed that she's in trucks, because based off of what she did in that one at 20, so I would love her to be in that family. But... I don't know. We just have to wait and see what she does in Twitch this season with the split. Hopefully, she does pretty good. I think she will do pretty good with the split. But that's just my opinion.
I think so too. I mean, really, that's all I'm really hoping for.
I'd say there's one more we could get to in trucks, which is I'd say the second most popular team, which is GMS.
Daniel Dye is moving up to trucks, driving the number 43.
Not just him, but Roger Caruth is also.
Yes.
Roger Caruth is also driving full time for GMS in the. Is it the flag? No, that's not the flagship.
The 24 truck. 24 truck.
Yeah, I know 24. I just couldn't remember if it was the flagship or
the
not.
The flagship truck for me would be the 23.
That's what I thought. I wasn't 100% sure, but he's driving the 24, and I think I told y'all during the off season when this was announced, but I like seeing drivers with some numbers that I feel confident in. But when I saw Chase, I no disrespect to him. I'm sorry. I have to see you do better, especially in the 4. But when I saw Chase Purdy in the 24, I didn't have much faith. I didn't see that connect. But when I see the Raja Caruth, I feel that's a good combination. I have high hopes.
I am so excited for Raja Caruth. Like, ever since, listen, for those that don't know, Stapleton would know. Wyatt would know because I think we've gone on and on and on about him.
Yes. Yes.
Raja Caruth used to be a part of our neck of the woods in the NR 2003 community. He is the first ever NRLOA Chick-fil-A Cup Series champion. Just ask somebody like Alex Graham. He'll tell you. And when I heard the news that he had gotten his big break driving for the NASCAR Next program, I was so happy for him. Like, genuinely so happy for this guy. And then just see him get opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and him just capitalizing and exceeding the odds. I mean, even last year, I feel like that last year was a huge year for him. Like, full-time in ARCA. He had a few truck starts with Spire Motorsports. He had a few Xfinity starts with Alpha Prime Racing. Like, this guy, he has been on a roll. And now that he's getting a full-time shot in the Craftsman Truck Series, yes, we are back in the old days. We are back. The nostalgia hits so close to home, man. But when I see Raja Caruth in the Truck Series full-time with one of the top tier, with one of the best teams in the Truck Series, man, that just puts a smile on my face, man. I'm so damn proud of him. I'm proud of him. Seriously.
I didn't really at the time I didn't know that he was a AAA Cup Series champion, but obviously I do now. But that's just crazy to think about. For me and Elijah more than Wyatt, but I really think he's gonna do a pretty good job in that truck. But GMS was a little bit off, kind of like Caller in that Xfinity. They were a little bit off last year.
Yeah.
But they still made the playoffs and they still won at IOP. So they're still good, even if they were a little bit off. So I'm looking forward to what happens with Raja Caruth. But that's not all. GMS also has a third truck with Daniel Dye, and most people don't like the guy, but I am one of the few that do, and that's the second guy now in trucks that I like that most people don't. So it's been Rose and now Daniel Dye.
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at the time when we did our first ever episode and we talked about Daniel Dye punching somebody in the balls, which was for the reason that he got god!
That's right. That
was
remember.
Funny. That was so funny.
And now he's back, and he actually has a full-time Truck Series ride.
Which I thought he got arrested. I thought he was arrested for all like these other reasons, like he was driving drunk, or if he like committed a crime or some shenanigans. I don't know. I thought it was that, but when I heard about that story, I'm like, oh my gosh, man, what happened? What did Daniel Dye do?
That's a new one.
But that really is a new one. But no, man, I'm really happy to see Daniel Dye get a full-time shot in trucks, especially with the 43 of all numbers in the Richard Petty font, no less, which is nuts to me. No pun intended.
I think that's a good segue to probably one of the last few main topics on this.
Well, last few, maybe I'll touch on one more after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's backtrack all the way back to Phoenix. It was announced, I think, the day before the Cup finale that Jimmy Johnson bought an ownership stake at Petty GMS, and he planned on running a limited schedule this year, which all of that was confirmed this year, that he was coming back to the Cup Series. We had no idea at the time what number he was going to drive, whether it be like an 84, whether it be an 83. Everybody was just speculating on what number it would have been. But then, as time goes on, we get word that Petty GMS has been rebranded into Legacy Motor Club. And
which is the most random name I have heard.
And not only that, Jimmy Johnson, yes, will drive the number 84 Carvana Chevrolet, which, to be quite honest, saw the paint scheme and it actually looks really sick.
It does. It looks really great. Carvana is back as a sponsor, and Carvana sponsored Jimmy Johnson when he was in the Indy series. It's cool that they came over to sponsor him for a few races. I think this is going to be pretty cool. And think about how this brings up both Noah Gragson, who's now rookie, and Eric Jones. Both the teammates being not only teammates with Jimmy Johnson, arguably one of the GOATs in the series, in the whole NASCAR community. The whole, what's the word I'm looking for? The whole
industry.
Industry, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the word for a minute. But not only that, but they're helping him perform, especially with Noah Gragson being a rookie.
Yeah, really, to be quite honest, and we'll get Stapleton's word here in a moment. But like to know that, to see Jimmy Johnson do this, he's not. Think about what he's going to do this year. I think he's run. I don't even. Well, think about what he's done the last 3 years. The last 3 years or so. Okay, so Jimmy Johnson, part-time in IndyCar. He's even raced the Rolex 24. He's even, well, up to this point, bought an ownership stake with Petty GMS, now known as Legacy Motor Club. He's driving part-time in Cup. He is also going to be running the Garage 56 team at Le Mans this year. Really, Jimmy has, and again, he's also a co-owner of Legacy Motor Club. So really, this guy has gotten so ballsy this late in his racing career. He's done practically everything. And he knows he's got nothing to lose. He's already proved himself on the track. He's got nothing to gain out of this. He's just racing for fun. And he's also owning a team because he believes that much in... I keep wanting to say Petty GMS because that's what it is. It's what it was as well. And he believes, he has so much belief in also Noah Gragson and Eric Jones that he's willing to leave. He's willing to, take some leadership into the team. And I feel that with the leadership of Jimmy Johnson, not to say that Richard Petty's leadership is outdated, but that's just what he knows. But with the leadership of Jimmy Johnson now, kind of in the picture, this could mean we might see Legacy Motor Club with either Noah Gragson or Eric Jones in victory lane more often. With Gragson, I feel like he might get one, at the very maximum 2 wins. And I think I can definitely say the same for Eric Jones, man. I don't see them winning a crazy amount with the Jimmy Johnson leadership at all. Same for the Petty leadership. Definitely not factoring out Richard Petty at all. I just don't think it's going to change a whole lot, but I think it'll change a little bit. What do you think?
Well, one thing is I find it funny that you say it's hard to not call it Petty GMS no more. And I think a year ago we were saying the same thing when it went from Petty Motorsports to Petty GMS, and now it's again with Legacy. But what about you? Before I say my next thing, what do you think on this, Stapleton?
Well, I really like Jimmy saying screw it and just trying stuff. I didn't think Jimmy was gonna ever be a team owner unless it was somehow Jimmy and Jeff had hindered it, but that's not the case. Because now Jimmy's part of the ship of Legacy Motor Club. I hate that name. But anyway, I think it's gonna really help Gregson and Eric Jones. I think Eric Jones might do what he did last year, 1 to 2 wins and be a playoff contender. And I think Gregson might get 1 win and might shock some people in his rookie season in Cup. And I think it's going to be really entertaining to see what happens with... I don't even know what to call it. I don't know if I'm going to say Legacy Motor Club, because I hate that name. But I think it's going to be a really good year for the 43 and 43. And I cannot wait to see what Jimmy Johnson, Mitch Bay, and GMS do with that team with the future.
Right.
One more thing about the team. Jimmy Johnson's crew chief is none other than Todd Gordon.
Yes, which is, I thought he retired. Did he retire?
He retired, but I think he came. But I think he came out of retirement just to. Hold on, let me find it real quick. I've seen it here somewhere, but he came out of retirement to crew chief for Jimmy Johnson for these races.
I see.
And just here it is. Well, I just found it too. Come on now, here it is. Yeah, it doesn't really say, but it just says he's joining at the crew chief, but came out of retirement to crew chief for him. And one more thing about Raja Caruth for a minute. He's also going to be driving part-time for Alpha Prime Racing in the Xfinity Series.
Yep. I mean, that's still really good news, to be quite honest. Still good news.
And I don't know how many more news you have, but I think there's like at least one more big news.
There's a few more. I've got 3 in mind. First of all,
okay,
let's talk about Martin Truex Jr. here for a second.
Okay.
So, last year, we kind of weren't sure about what his future was going to look like. We had no idea if he was going to re-sign with JGR. We also had no idea if he was going to retire. But it was confirmed as of Nashville last year that he would be re-signing with JGR for this year. Now, notice, just for this year. We have no clue what he's going to be doing after this year. So, I turn to you, gentlemen, and I ask, do you think that this year will silently be Martin Truex's final season in Cup, or do you think Truex is going to be looking for other opportunities elsewhere in the Cup Series?
Me being a Truex fan coming from it, I'll honestly say that I think he's going to retire. And I think why he one of the main reasons why he wanted to retire this year, not last year, I think he just wants to go out on a high note. Mm-hmm. Last year, I don't think it was a good high note. He didn't have the whole season. He did not get a win. He didn't even make the playoffs.
No, he didn't.
That's the bad thing. And I like the decision that, yes, you say he made it back in Nashville, but it was a smart decision because later on he didn't make the playoffs. I think he's going to come out next year, make the playoffs. I don't see him winning the championship, unfortunately. I like the guy. I don't see him winning the championship, but I think he'll end the season on a high note. And I just looked through my list. I find out something funny I want to mention, but I want Stapleton to say his thing real quick.
I think either 2023 will silently be NTJ's final year, or he's gonna somehow say, you know what, I had a good 2023. 2024 will be my last year because of Harvick. Maybe he doesn't want,
Yeah.
maybe he just wants Harvick to have his thing and then have NTJ do his own retirement tour. I don't know, but NTJ, he had a good year last year. He just didn't win. He was top 5, top 7 in points until the playoffs and stuff. So he was still good, just didn't win.
Right.
Yeah.
Still be good, and I think he might have some better luck getting some wins this year.
Yeah. All right.
The thing I wanted to mention kind of brings up to another topic, but I just find this funny at the same time. If you look at the Xfinity series, with their list, we'll probably talk about that, both Cup and Xfinity. But think about this: Truex is Martin Truex Jr. is driving the 19 in the Cup series, and they got his brother in a part-time series driving the new All-Star car 19 in the Xfinity series.
What's next? Bass Pro Shop's going to come on board with all of Ryan Truex's races.
Don't jinx it. I think it may happen.
I mean, I think it happened already. Like,
What's like Martin? Martin, are you on track? Ryan, Martin, who are you? which Truex am I watching?
I mean, I just not thought about this. I was just looking through the list, having to look at Xfinity. I'm just like, wait a minute. Martin Truex Jr.'s in the 19 in the Cup Series. I'm looking at Ryan Truex in the 19 in the Xfinity Series.
My gosh. It's so crazy of how everything just comes full circle at some point. That's so nuts.
And I know me and you taking the charge on a couple of these topics, and in that little segue, I kind of want to have Stapleton take the charge of the segue news I tried to do there. You get what I mean, Stapleton?
That's finished?
Not the JGR. The JGR.
Yeah. Well, JGR. Hi, Cat. Well, JGR, they changed a lot. Brandon Jones, gone. Ty Gibbs, gone. Now they got Sammy Smith, who was part-time, is now in 18. Who I really like Sammy Smith. And now we got John Nemechek from Trucks to Xfinity and then number 20, and now the 19 that was Brandon Jones is now the part-time car.
Yeah.
Okay, I was really hoping he would also mention the Cup Series, which that has the. I think we talked about this in another episode, but we're bringing it back up on this. That we mentioned Truex is still staying. We know Christopher Bell's staying. We know Denny Hamlin's staying, and he's even on that contract deal with both, not just him and FedEx. But the main topic. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say about Hamlin before you get to the main topic. That's this is contract year for Denny Hamlin. I feel like Hamlin is super confident that he's going to re-sign with JGR.
100%.
If he doesn't, we all know where he's going. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
We all know where he's going. So
we will at least probably know the number.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Before you get there, hold on. I also want to bring this up because I'm honestly so excited to see this. Travis Pastrana will be attempting the Daytona 500 this year. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that.
Here's something funny. We were talking about like what we thought about, like all the numbers are kind of in sync in one way or another. Yeah. Can we just talk about the fact that we got a 23, then a 45, now a 67?
Oh my gosh. Maybe.
They're all moving up by what, 22?
Yeah, 22, yeah.
I just find that funny. Like, what?
That'd be hilarious.
And even if Hamlin retires, or not retires. I'm sorry. If he leaves Joker's Racing, I think the number will probably be 67. He drives. It will be weird,
It'd be
but
odd.
yeah.
Super odd.
And you mentioned the open drivers. We will now have 5 open drivers for 4 spots if there's not any other open cars.
Yeah.
Which obviously we touched is Jimmy Johnson, both Smiths, not Todd, both, I just lost them, Chandler Smith, and then it's bad I have to look it up just to find their name. So Zane Smith.
Yeah.
Chandler and Zane Smith. Then the other person we haven't talked about who did resign with RCR and Xfinity, Austin Hill for Beer Motorsport. And then you mentioned Travis Pastrami.
Yeah, which is really nuts, but
and now the I'd say the main news for Joe Gibbs Racing is that Ty Gibbs is up in the Cup Series, being a rookie with his arch nemesis right now, Noah Gragson.
Yep.
But not in the 18.
Which is nuts. Not nuts, but just odd. He's going to be driving the 54's coming up to the Cup Series. Which you remember way back in the NASCAR 14 days where Bubba Wallace was driving for KBM at the time, and they had the fictional 54 Cup car for him.
Yes.
And we all, and even there were like custom like fictional paint schemes of the Monster Energy 54 in the Cup Series like 2013, which was honestly really weird, but it actually didn't look all that bad at all. Well, now here we are 10 years later. It's real. It's happening. Monster Energy's going up with him too, so I mean that's kind of not that big of a surprise at all. And let's be honest here, did we really see Ty Gibbs going up to Cup? Like, did we not see that coming?
Everyone saw that coming. If Kyle Busch didn't leave for RCR, he would have stayed in Xfinity. But since Kyle Busch left for RCR in the 8, which still congrats to him.
Yeah, that's huge.
He had no choice but to come up. No one else could fill the shoes, unfortunately. None of us wanted it, but
yeah, I mean, it really, as much as I didn't want it either, and as much as some people saw the salts that I had at that point, I mean, which I'm still gonna uphold the salt. Like, still good for him. I mean, he got it. He got the dream that he had always wanted to be racing up in the Cup Series with, his grandfather's team and everything. But am I confident that he's going to be a championship caliber? No. But will he win? Yes. I'm not going to say he'll win as many races as he did in Xfinity last year, but I'll say he'll win probably just as much as what Truex won in 2018. So 4 races, I'd say, at the maximum for him.
I have a question for all of you, and this is if you could go up to the best way to find it is on, all these are probably on Toby Christie, what I have on here. But who's our early picks for Rookie of the Year for all 3 seasons? Because we have Noah Gragson and Ty Gibbs, rookies for the Cup Series. Chandler Smith, Sammy Smith, and a team we have not mentioned yet, Parker Rutzclaff for Jordan Anderson, which they had a whole rebrand too for rookies. And then for trucks is the big one.
Yeah.
We have Nick Sanchez, Roger Caruth, Brett Holmes in the 32, Jake Garcia in the 35, and then Daniel Dye.
Yeah.
Like, who are we thinking are the Rookie of the Years for each series? And I'll start with you, Stapleton.
Let's see here. For Cup, it's Gragson and Ty Gibbs.
Right.
That's almost gonna be a toss-up. I feel like people I was sleeping on Gregson a little bit. But, I feel like it's gonna be Ty Gibbs, as much as I hate to say it, but I think it's not gonna be as easy as people think it's gonna be. I think Greg's gonna put up a fight for Rookie of the Year.
No, without a shadow of a doubt, he will.
And then, boy, Xfinity's gonna be a little bit tough with Chandler Smith, not Zane Smith, Sammy Smith. There's too many Smiths.
I was going to say that too.
And who else? Parker Retzlaff?
Yeah, Parker
Well-
Retzlaff for Jordan Anderson, the 31.
I'm gonna say Sammy Smith's gonna win Rookie of the Year for that. But as well, I think Chandler Smith's gonna put up a fight. That's gonna be an amazing duel between the two Smiths.
Agreed.
And then in trucks, oh boy, Nick Sanchez, Roger Carew, Fred Holmes, Jake Garcia, Daniel Dodd. That is a really, 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 really good rookie class for trucks.
Yeah, that's a stacked rookie class in trucks.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna come down to Nick Sanchez, Roger Carew, maybe Jake Garcia and Daniel Dodd. But I think Nick Sanchez is gonna win Rookie of the Year for trucks.
All right.
What about you, Elijah?
All right, so I'm going to start from trucks to cup. So trucks, really, to be quite honest, like the only guy that really sticks out at the very top of my head is Rajah Caruth, man. Like, seriously. I'm super proud of this guy. He has worked so hard to get to this point in his career. He's now up in one of the top 3 National Touring Series for one of the best truck teams on the circuit. And not only that, I mean, he's got so much talent. He's got an abundance of talent. And even you combine that with GMS and the team that he's got, I think they're going to have themselves a pretty stellar, maybe consistent, maybe a win or 2, or maybe 3 kind of season. I think he could win Rookie of the Year in trucks. Xfinity is no, he's not going for Rookie of the Year. Yeah, I'd definitely have to agree with Sammy Smith, to be quite honest. Like, I cannot think of anybody else that would be that would definitely just fire right out of the gate. I mean, with just all these great finishes in the little time that you've spent in the Xfinity series in the previous season. Can't think of anybody else that's able to do that. Well, Nick Sanchez, but he's not full time in Xfinity. Now for Cup, I would also have to agree with Cup as well. That's a toss up between Noah Gragson and Ty Gibbs. Ty, I think, is going to have Noah on the wins column. But Noah, I think, might have Ty on the consistency column. So it's really a toss-up for me. But I think, really, Gregson's the sleeper pick for Rookie of the Year. 1,000,000% for me. I think Ty is gonna. Well, Ty's obviously gonna put up a fight for Rookie of the Year. Like, that's no doubt. But no, really, I think Gregson's gonna probably best Ty Gibbs for Rookie of the Year. I think he might do it on pure consistency. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
Here's the thing with me and Elijah on these damn series. Me and him connect so damn well that mine was exactly the same as his. Like, I was thinking like Rajah Caruth. Rajah for trucks. Rajah Caruth. You've said it. He's doing really well. He's doing all of his part times and getting a really good ride.
Yeah.
I agree with Rajah Caruth, and I'm also surprised no one went with Chandler Smith, but I still agree with Sammy Smith. Sammy Smith Sammy Smith done well in his part-time season, and he's going up the Cup. Not Cup. I'm sorry. He's going full-time in Xfinity after being part-time. He's going to do good. Chandler's going to give him a run for his money, but I'm with you guys saying Sammy Smith might get it, and Elijah struck the nail on the coffin. Like, I think it's going to be a fight to see who gets last few years, which one either gets close to the playoffs or in the playoffs, and no one else gets it in. But I like the underdog. I think Noah Gragson. He's not the underdog, quote unquote underdog, but he's less likely than Ty Gibbs, and I kind of think Noah Gragson is going to get it. So
Right. All right. So there was a couple other things that we were going to touch on. A couple more. So, there was something else that popped up, which is a little bit more sad, unfortunately. There was Max Gutierrez's brother. Max Gutierrez and his brother were involved in a tragic accident. Gutierrez was injured. Max Gutierrez was injured, but alive. He's okay. Unfortunately, we cannot say the same for his younger brother. Unfortunately, 7 hours ago, from TobyChristie.com, he had passed away at the age of 17 from that accident, and definitely want to send our thoughts, prayers, condolences to the Gutierrez family, especially provide some comfort for Max Gutierrez, and whatever he's doing for this season, want to wish him the best of luck. Hopefully he can definitely have himself a good racing season. But just wanted to touch on that real quick, and here's a little bit more sad news. Kevin Harvick. It was speculated by Reddit that Kevin Harvick was going to be retiring this year, because one of the things that kind of gave it away was a decal on his fire suit that said #forever. And Kevin Harvick himself confirmed that 2023 will be his final full-time season in the Cup Series.
And not just that, but I think he's retiring from racing in general. From what Eric Eastup's video, he sounds like he's just done with all racing after 2023.
And really, to be quite honest, we didn't. Who didn't see that coming? Because I think, if we remember correctly, from the last time that we've touched on this, Kevin Harvick said that this was most likely going to be the last contract that he signs with Stewart-Haas Racing. The team that he's at right now with Stewart-Haas Racing, that is the last contract that he signs in his entire career. And we weren't sure what exactly he was going to do after this previous season. If he was going to see if he could re-sign, maybe go at least a couple more years, or hang it up after this season. And he's going to hang it up after this season. Let's be real here. What a career. Let's start off by saying, what a career Kevin Harvick has had, man. Like, he's won a Daytona 500. He's won a championship. He has... And really, when you think about it, he is the last full-time Winston Cup driver. I see, like from that era, that's full-time right now. And then we're also going to have Jimmy Johnson pop in every so often, but he's not full-time. However, Kevin Harvick is, and he is the last driver from the Winston era that is competing full-time on the circuit.
And I want to add one more thing on. You mentioned the Winston era. Think about 2001, where after the other GOAT of the industry, Dale Sr., tragically passed away. Harvick didn't take over the 3, but he took over that final ride for RC. for RCR in the 49, and won beating Jeff Gordon at Atlanta.
You mean 29, but still.
20. What I say?
You said 49.
29. Thank you. But even then, that sparked it for Kevin Harvick in a long tooth after replacing the late great Dale Sr. to winning a championship at 14 with Tony Stewart's new team, and now having like a great season. This Harvick's definitely, and I forgot who said it. Well, I think it was Eric Gista, but Harvick's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer, and
no question,
no doubt about it.
And he's definitely had a great career.
Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, man.
No doubt about it. Like, I've always liked Harvick, but especially since 2018, I've really liked Harvick more. And I feel like I'm gonna be sad when he goes at the end of the year. But I feel like he just wanted one more last good year, and like he said it first, he wanted 1 year for the sponsors more than anything. He was gonna say, screw this, I'm done, like in 2020 or 2021, but he decided to stick it out a couple more years. So I think he did say he was gonna do the call letters and just quietly retire and just be like, hey, I'm done, bye. But he didn't want to do that. Sorry, Wyatt. Sorry.
You had to bring his name up.
He'll remember that for later.
Sorry, Wyatt, but still, Harvick's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer no matter what. And I feel like you mentioned what is he gonna do after this year. I have a really, really, really good suspicion that he's gonna be in the booth in 2024
for
Fox.
Could be.
I know he'd already done some stuff with Fox in the past with What's in X's Family, and he's been really damn good at it.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like he's meant for the booth, and I feel like in 2024, I think there's a good chance that if he still wants to be around the sport, then his best opportunity is to be up in the booth.
And he still will be in some form, regardless of whether it be NASCAR or not. I mean, he's now one of the 4 co-owners of the Cars Tour.
Not to mention, you got Keelan, and I forget his little girl's name.
Man, I forgot too. I only know.
But they're starting their racing careers too.
Oh, Keelan's already been started, man. Like
Keelan's doing good. He's already going to be a Truck Series driver in the near future, kind of like Brexton.
Yeah, and oh no,
what's Boyer's kid? What's Boyer's kid name? I just lost his name.
It's Cash.
Cash. Yeah, I can already see those 3 going against each other on the track would be funny, but even then, it's like. Even then, Harvick will be around the sport, like you were saying. With that team and his kids, he'll still be in the sport.
Right. So, to some degree, he'll still be around, but other points, I think he'll mostly be focused on the Cars Tour next year. And a little bit of this year, obviously, since he is co-owning the Cars Tour this year with Dale Jr., Jeff Burton, and there's one more. There's one more guy. Who I can't remember.
What was it? Dale Jr., Jeff Burton, Kevin Harvick, and you got the Trackhouse guy, man.
Oh yeah, Justin Marks.
Trackhouse guy, come on now.
I forgot. Okay. Justin Marks doesn't really stick out all in my head all that much. The only guy that sticks out in my head when it comes to Trackhouse is Pitbull.
Actually, it should be Ross Chastain, the 2022 runner-up.
Yeah.
Which I was really hoping he would win that championship. I would have loved to see that.
I did too, but I mean, me being a Penske guy and everything, I was also kind of Low key
Which
happy
is
to
a-
see Logano win.
which I find that ironic because most first time I knew you hated Brad Keselowski, who was in
I did.
Penske.
Yeah, I did. I remember very distinctively dubbing him Horseface.
I was just about to say Horseface too. You beat me to it.
Yeah,
but not. But yeah, I think that's.
I think
Is that all the news?
one more thing. I feel like I keep adding on, so sorry about that.
Yeah.
But there's one more thing that we wanted to touch on. So let's talk about Kyle Busch. He is now in a whole new camp with RCR. Now, RCR over the last few years has really fallen off ever since Kevin Harvick left for Stewart-Haas Racing. They were still able to hold their own. Like, don't get me wrong, they were still able to hold their own with Ryan Newman. Yeah, just Ryan Newman and and
Austin Dillon 17
and Austin Dillon. Once he kind of got his poop in a group. With 2016 ish into 2017. I mean, he's still doing okay right now, but I mean Newman definitely
he somehow got a win.
Got 2 wins, 3, 4, 2. Well, I mean, really, somehow he managed to get his first 2 wins, basically like that, almost, kind of, but nonetheless. But Newman's kind of done most of the carrying of RCR, carrying the torch for RCR up until Tyler Reddick came in. Well, Daniel Hemrick in between, but Hemrick kind of didn't do a whole lot. But in came Tyler Reddick. Reddick definitely did a lot of the carrying the load with RCR once in his rookie year. In 2021, is even last year, definitely brought RCR back into the winning picture. 3
Actually,
wins.
Four wins for the whole team.
That's right. Yeah, 4 wins altogether.
And we're not counting Xfinity, which if we did, it would be 6. But.
Yeah. But now with Kyle Busch driving the number 8, do you think that RCR, or that we're going to see RCR in victory lane more often, or do you think we're going to kind of see a similar performance as what we've seen in the previous few years for Kyle Busch?
I want to say not the previous few years, but the previous year. I still think the same thing's going to happen. I think maybe Austin Dillon's going to get a win, but I do think Kyle Busch is going to have the season like Tyler Reddick had. I think he's going to get like a couple wins or 3. I don't see him winning a whole lot. I do see him getting some more wins brought up more, especially since he's going to RCR, and I think that team's going to be more competitive.
Yeah.
Like, RCR, they had a little bit of a hand in the next-gen car, so we knew that they would probably be better, but we weren't expecting Tyler Reddick to get 4 wins in the 8 car. But I feel like this could be a little bit of a comeback year for Kyle Busch, as much as I hate to say it. I feel like he might come back. I think he might get 3, 4, 5 wins in the 8 car. Make it to the playoffs. And I think it's going to make it to the round of 8. Maybe final 4. I think Kyle Busch... It started with Reddick. I think Kyle Busch is going to continue it. I think RCR is going to be back with that number 8.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. I could definitely see that for sure.
Also, good luck to Tyler Reddick, who's now at
2311.
At 2311, which I expect him to do good there too.
As a Tyler Reddick fan, I have to talk about this. One, I'm not really happy about the Osceola Tyler thingy, but that's in the past. Tyler going to Toyota. I'm not really happy that he's at Toyota, because I don't really like Toyota.
Oh, come on.
Even though I like Bell. Even though Bell's my second favorite driver, I'm not a Toyota fan.
I just wish he drove Chevrolets more often.
But Bell made it to the championship 4, and you're still chewing out Toyotas.
I don't like
Come on,
Toyota.
man.
I like Bell.
Come on.
I don't like Toyota. But anyway, I think Tyler's gonna do a lot like last year. I think if 23-11, if they can do what they did in the second half of the season, Tyler could be pretty good all year long. I'm looking forward to it.
I know none of us is wanting this as well, but don't forget Bubba Wallace has been coming out too. Bubba Wallace may shine too.
Bubba. Bubba.
Oh, Bubba. He says, "Oh, Bubba." Let's hear it. Let's hear this one.
Bubba, before what happened? Before the incident in 2022, I was cheering for Bubba. I really liked Bubba. I was happy when he won Dega. I was happy when he drove himself to win.
I think I know where this is going.
And then, for some reason, this happened while I was asleep, so I didn't see the live reaction to it. But what's my boy Carlos at Las Vegas?
I knew it.
There it is.
Let's just say I was a little pissed at Bubba. I went to a McDonald's bag Sam. But
here's more offense. Here's more nails in the coffin. It also got Bell involved too.
Awesome bells. That's a double whammy for Bubba. So let's just say I'm gonna be pissed off at Bubba for a long time.
So what I'm hearing, he's gonna be rooting for 23-11 with Tyler Reddick, but also booing 23-11 with Bubba Wallace.
Bubba. Yes.
It might take Bubba all the way through 2023 and maybe 2024 for me to like him again. It's Kyle Busch all over again. Why did the Toyotas make it that I hate them? I don't know why. But first Kyle Busch, now Bubba. Meanwhile, I like Bell and it. It's a double-edged sword.
And I find this funny. You look at the 2020 Rookie of the Year campaign right now. The 2020 rookies. Cole Custer thought we thought he was gonna show the world after being the surprise winner at Kentucky, but then Christopher Bell and Tyler Reddick kind of showed him up the last few years, and now Cole Custer's now back at Xfinity with John Hunter Nemechek, which Nemechek decided to go down 2 trucks to work his way back up with. I say he's doing really well.
Yeah.
And then you got both the other two as not teammates per se, but teammates. If you get what I mean.
No.
Alliance teammates.
Alliance, yeah. I just find that kind of funny.
Right.
So I'm just gonna go on a random tangent here. I think Bell's the future for JGR.
Oh, 100%.
No one can change my mind on that. Hamlin's getting old, MTJ's getting old.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but
and Ty Gibbs is young in his rookie season.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You can't contend with the point that, and the fact really that Bell is kind of the future for JGR. Really, to be quite honest.
As a Bell fan, and I can say this right, I will gladly take it.
I will too. I will too. And
he'll take it by default.
and I feel like me and Nathan are not even being biased on this. We're legit serious that
there's some bias, but it's legit bias. It's legit
bias. I will back that. Legit bias, and yeah, Christopher Bell will be the future. I do see him. And this is maybe a bit biased, but not as much. I see Bell as a future champion.
Oh no, yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That will happen.
Let's say this, I have more confidence in Bell being the future of Joe Gibbs than Riley Gibbs being the future of Stu Ross.
That's not saying much, buddy. That's not saying.
Yeah. There's not. That's one. Yeah, there's not much that you can really.
What is there?
Yeah.
What else is there really to add on? Exactly.
Yeah, like yeah. Get used to that, folks. All year long. But
When
yeah, I am looking forward to Bell and but if they want to win the championship and they want to top my top guy Lawson, they have to beat Lawson. So
What?
I don't know,
Anyway.
I still think Larson got screwed.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, he kind of did, to be honest.
Lawson coming back in 2020, mark my words.
All right. So now we've gotten all the stuff we wanted to talk about out of the way. Now it's time. It's time to start previewing the LA Coliseum, baby. Here we go, man. So, coming into the LA Coliseum, we've already had after having our first clash here last year and seeing some of the excitement that we've seen during the heats and the LCQs, but not a whole lot there for the main event. Are we going to see the same kind of deal, or not?
Hopefully not. And why I say that is like more passing, more bumping and banging. Like I'm hoping the short track package, as a more updated, is better to where we have more bumping and banging for like trying to get past each other. More battles for wins, not just like side by sides that won't go nowhere.
Yeah.
Like the infinite, like multiple stuff about that track. It just I didn't care for it as much. There's some spots I like that made me happy, but just all in all, the finish, not just Logano winning, but just like barely any competition. It's like no beating and banging for the win. I'm just hoping it's better. I'm just hoping it's a lot better. Go ahead.
Last year was the first race for the next gen, though, and there was a lot of
Fair point.
Yeah.
At the time there was a going another blank.
There was a lot of mechanical failures.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
mechanical failures, and there was a part shortage. There is part shortage at the start of the year, so they were trying to not beat up the stuff. But now that's a year later. They have more parts. They have more stuff.
Yep.
And they know more about the next gen. So I feel like, and with it being at night, I don't know if it will really change that much. But I feel like this year for the Clash will be a lot better. I kind of not. While it is at Daytona for a while, I did like it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But now it got stale. It got ugly. It got a mess. But last year's Clash, there were some issues with it, honestly. But I liked it for the most part, and I think it'll probably be good once again this year.
Yeah, I could definitely get behind that 100%. As far as like the mechanical failures, and the thing about the car last year, first of all, addressing the mechanical failures, all of them had one thing in common. It was the rear toe link. All of the rear toe links last year kept breaking on almost everyone. It happened to Denny Hamlin, it happened to Chase Briscoe, it happened to Tyler Reddick, I believe, at one point. Like it almost happened to everybody. And not only that, these cars, upon impact, especially towards the inside wall, they were fragile, man. Like super fragile. Like the bodies were fragile.
The infamous one I can think of is Justin Haley.
Yep, that's actually the one I was gonna bring up. Yeah, because like as soon as his car hit the inside barrier, which thankfully gave, the whole left front fender got torn off. Like it literally came apart. Like, which kind of is like, oh, are the bodies of these cars really made out of fiberglass or some other material? I don't know, but it's still. Eventually, these cars were a little bit tougher, a little bit too tough, but tough enough to where they actually were able to continue on with minimal damage. But coming into this year with the knowledge that we have now about this car, hopefully things are better. Hopefully the safety is a little bit better. Hopefully the rear ends of these cars are not as tough as what they were last year. Hopefully these bodies are not as tough as what they were last year, but maintain that same type of durability to where they're still able to continue racing, even if they've already, like, say, hit the wall pretty hard, like, or pounded the wall. Whoop. So that's just my spiel. But now, oh man, I don't know how we're gonna do this. I really don't. How are we gonna do predictions?
Ah, man.
How are we going to do predictions, man? This is gonna be interesting.
I'd say based off last year, I guess. Best we can.
All right. I think I really don't know how. I don't remember how we did this last year when we had the pit stop show at the time, but we'll definitely give it a whirl. Here we go. So I think we're just going to mostly stick with the main event stuff, pending who makes the main event, but I think we have a good idea of who's going to be in. So we'll give you a driver who we think is going to be the driver to win. That is super self-explanatory. Driver to stay away from is the driver that finishes in the bottom half of the field for us in particular. They're either that, but in this case, drivers that don't really do all that well, or we're just going to a track where they don't do all that well at. Dark Horse is the exact opposite. But we're going to do the best we can. No promises that all of our picks are going to make it onto the main event, but we're for damn sure going to try. First time this year we're doing our predictions. Oh, man, who do I want to go first? Oh, boy, this is a toss-up for me.
I'd say let the newest member go first.
All right. He was not prepared.
I'm not prepared. Okay, here we go.
He just now pulled up the entry list.
I told you I was not prepared. Who do I think will make it to the main event, but who do I think will also not do good in the main event?
I'd say we just focus on people to make it in the main event, right?
Yeah, driver to win, driver to stay away from Dark Horse, pretty much.
Let's see, my driver to stay away from. I'm gonna say that there might be some beef, some short track beef, to start off the season. And I think somehow, Ty Gibbs and Noah Grayson are gonna get involved with each other. And I think Grayson's gonna take out Ty Gibbs, and I think Ty Gibbs is gonna not finish, because I think Ty Gibbs is gonna be my driver to stay away from. Gonna start the rookie of the year battle very, very hot in the crash.
Wow, they're carrying it up, or they're carrying their beef up to the Cup Series.
That's what I think. My dark horse, I'm gonna say Ryan Police.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay, I like that.
Comes from the modified background. Those are short tracks. He did win at Nashville, I think, a couple times, and that's like, I guess it's a 1.3 mile. It's real. It's like a big short track, I guess, can say. Flat. So I think he's gonna do pretty good. Might have to watch out for him. And then as far as my driver to win, he was surprisingly fast last year. And I think he's gonna do it again. Or not again. I think he's gonna get the job done. I think Kyle Larson's gonna win the LA Clash at the Coliseum. California driver of Kyle Larson.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, I'm being biased, but I'm getting my Lawson pick out of the way for now because I'm not picking him for the Daytona 500.
Well, you better hope and pray he doesn't run into anybody during the 500 nor the Clash. All right, Wyatt, you're up next.
I will. Let me go from my usual deal from dark horse, stay away to winner, and I have an interesting dark horse. He was the most random. It was it was really random. He won a heat race. He was surprisingly fast in these, and I think if he didn't have, I think he got turned. I forgot by who, but he got turned and went into the inside wall and had a really bad crash, starting a great first race for him. I'm going with Justin Haley. I'm not gonna. Huh?
Kyle Wilson turned Justin Haley thinking that.
Oh yeah. I didn't like that. I didn't like him that day. That's right.
But in reality, it was his teammate punting Haley into him.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But
yeah.
But yeah, I think Justin Haley is I think Justin Haley's backing that up. I think Justin Haley's going to get another great run. My driver to stay away from. Yeah, I think I'm agreeing with Ty Gibbs.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with Ty Gibbs, and I'm going to give I'm doing something different. My winner, I think it's going to be Tyler Reddick.
Interesting.
Tyler Reddick was leading when he had the mechanical failure. And I think he led a good portion. Him and Kyle Busch were the main two before Logano overtook him and then won the damn thing. Anyways, Tyler Reddick. And that's going to give 23-11 on a hot streak with him.
I like that pick.
That's actually not a bad prediction at all. But, all right, guys. It's my turn. So,
unfortunately.
Of course, yeah. we got to throw that in here for the first time this year. So here we go with my predictions for the Clash. Of course, I'll probably hear what you said once I go back and edit this. But my driver to win for the for the Clash, driver to win. I think I'm definitely gonna have to double down on Tyler Reddick, because let's be real here. Again, he led a good portion of that race before he had that toe link failure. I mean, really, I think he think with the combination of the performance that he had last year mixed in with the team that he's with this year, could strike a little bit of gold to start off the 2023 season. Driver to stay away from, on the other hand, yeah, I've got to agree with Ty Gibbs. I'm sorry, I'm
curious if that one is just agreeing with us or that's just bias on his part.
It's a little bit of both. But really, to be quite honest, yeah, I mean, who knows if he's gonna reignite the beef that he has with Gregson up here in the Cup Series, or who knows if he's gonna have maybe a toe link failure. Who knows if he's gonna get into it with another driver on track. Who knows really what Ty Gibbs is gonna do come this Sunday, whether he makes the main event or not. So Ty Gibbs, easily driver to stay away from for me. Partially bias, but also partially unpredictability. Dark horse. Here's one that I think you guys, I don't know if you guys slept on or not, because I was also paying attention to my Discord server, so I kind of was trying to follow along. I'm gonna say Ryan Preece is my dark horse.
Yeah, I like that.
Because Preece.
Wait a minute. That's what Stapleton said.
Did Stapleton say? Okay.
Yeah, I said Preece.
You said Preece.
Stapleton.
Well, I'm doubling down on Ryan Preece here because that short track, those short track skills that he's got, especially back in the modified days. I mean, I'm willing to bet you, which is definitely a guarantee. He's raced Bowman Gray before. Bowman Gray is a similar layout to the LA Coliseum, completely flat.
Basically as close as you can get.
That's as close as you can get. No, completely flat, no banking whatsoever. Preece, I think he's gonna be a contender in this year's Clash. I think he can do it.
I think Preece might be a contender in general.
Yeah. But we'll just have to wait and see if that's gonna be 1,000,000% the case. But all right, gentlemen. We've gotten our introductions out of the way. We've gotten our reveal out of the way. We've gotten some of our silly season recaps that we've touched on and talked about out of the way. We've gotten our preview and predictions out of the way. Any final thoughts before we get the season at the LA Coliseum underway?
I'd say this is going to be not just a great racing season, but a great season for us, especially with our newest member. Can't wait to us record this season with y'all, and let's get it ready. Let's go racing.
Yeah, I'm excited for all the little puns and funny icons throughout the season, like we did here in the first one. Good to be back with you guys, and all I can say is, as of this recording, after what happened in the Bengals game last night, I'm ready to go racing.
I'm ready. On the and bring on 2023, man. Bring on the 2023 season. All right, that pretty much is gonna do it for our first episode of the year, 25th episode overall. Which I thought we were going to get to 25 last year, but we're starting off this year with the 25th episode. Still not bad. Still not a bad deal, but I think the Clash this year, yes, thank goodness, it is on Fox.
Oh yeah,
it's on Fox. So I am definitely going to 100% say that this Sunday. Because I'll be streaming on Twitch throughout the week, so probably probably by now, by the time that this, I've already started streaming real life on Twitch about 46 minutes ago. So if you guys want to go watch my Twitch live stream right now, be sure to head on down in the description and maybe type in copy and paste the Twitch link into your URL up at the very top of the browser, and be sure to give me a follow on Twitch if you haven't yet, so that way you don't miss a future stream. But speaking of that, on the schedule will include live reactions to the Clash, the Busch Light Clash at the LA Coliseum this Sunday, which will begin about 10 minutes prior to heats and LCQs. I want to say that's 4:50 p.m. Eastern time. So that's going to serve as our stream for the stream schedule, because I stream Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So the reaction stream will serve as the Sunday stream. So yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, be sure to give it a like, and if you haven't considered subscribing yet, be sure to do so and to keep up with some fine content coming out in the near future. If you're listening to this on Spotify, be sure to hit that follow button so you don't miss a future audio replay Thursday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern time. I am definitely going to make it a chore to remember to upload all these episodes onto Spotify as audio replays at 11 in the morning. So there you go. But that's going to do it. On behalf of newcomer Nathan Stapleton and co-host Wyatt Walker, I'm Elijah Leonard signing out. Take care, guys. Have a good night. I'll see you guys on Twitch if you are coming over to me. But if not, we'll see you guys on Sunday for the live reactions.
See ya.
Yeah.